voice. We want to find the people's voices. But then I figured out that you guys at Empowerment Talk and everyone who's writing in the chat box now, I don't believe that you need someone to help you in finding your voices. You actually have your own voice and you found it and you're working and you're doing a hell of a work with it. So I'm truly honored. I'm truly proud that I'm part of this. And thank you very much again. My name is Omar Al Hijazi, and I work as a partnership and learning officer at Reward for Development. But as you said, sir, I am a passionate public speaker, and I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, which is the funny story, which I'm going to start my talk today with it. Well, when I was 12 years old, I I had the chance to stand on stage in front of 1,500 people. I had to do a speech, and for me, it was huge. Like a 12 years old kid wants to stand on stage, and then who wants to address 1,500 people, and there were many important people, VI people between the audience. So when I started my speech, and then I found myself that, well, this is going really easy. This is going, actually, no, it's not easy. I'm actually excited. I actually love it. And this is where my story started with public speaking. When I was 12, I found myself being able to address people. And then I figured out that I am someone, which is a secret, by the way, but I'm going to reveal it anyway. I am someone who has this issue or obstacle. If you give me anything related to exams, form filling, anything with a time limit, you will find me being really hesitant. You know, if you give me something and you to tell me you have 5 minutes, Omar, you have 5 minutes to do it, I will be like, I'm not sure I'm going to do it. Thank you very much. Like, you take it, you take the 5 minutes, and thank you very much for this, or 10 or 15 minutes. If you limit me with time, I will not be productive at all. On the other hand, put me on stage, let me address people, make me stand and address, and then you will find the best version of me. And this is something, when you think about it, you will say, okay, this is crazy, which is actually, this is crazy. And by the way, I'm not that normal with this, because if you think about it, public speaking says that between 10 people, 6 of them, they have this fear of standing on stage, or fear of addressing, or fear of saying what they have to say, or allow me to say, fear of finding their own voice. What we'll be talking today is actually very interesting and very exciting, because everyone has a voice, everyone. And I can reassure you with this, and I can actually be very confident with it, because if anyone now opens their mic and then they start talking, open their mic and then they start talking, they will have a voice, and I'm very confident of this. But what we will be talking today is, how do you trust your voice? How do you find it? And this is very important, because I do believe that everyone has very important thing to say. And what actually puts us in an obstacle, that we find ourselves in a way that I really need to convey this message, but I don't know how. Everyone has a unique story to tell. Thank you very much, Khaled. Uh, I find myself in a place where I really need to convey this message. I really need to say it, but I'm not sure that you are going to get the right message which I'm trying to convey, or I don't feel that you'll understand, and then misunderstanding makes lots of issues and lots of problems. But when you look at it like this, trusting the voice is the most important. And I don't want you to come and tell me, and allow me with this. I don't want you to come and tell me, look, Omar, I don't think that I'm really good in addressing people. I am not going to believe you. I'm really sorry. Because everyone has a way, everyone has a style. If you come and tell me that I am going to address my father or mother, the same way that I'm going to address my boss, or the same way I'm going to address my colleague, then I will congratulate you, and then I will tell you, well, yes, you don't have any way or any style of addressing. Then you're not good in public speaking, and I don't think you can ever be someone who can convey a message. But on the contrary, everyone has an addressing style which is different when they address their parents, when they address their kids, when they address their bosses, or when they address anyone. So this is what I call a public speaking bubble. And it's a voice bubble, by the way. There's a bubble inside your head or above your head. And then you just pick the style, you just pick the way that you want to address people with, and then you will find yourself addressing them the right way. What happens actually that if you address the person the wrong way, then there's a problem which happens. And this is the regular, ordinary problem of miscommunication. So today I will be addressing the voice, how to find it, and how to address it. And I will be really honored, and I am really honored because I'm part of this amazing effort, amazing sustainable effort actually. And being number 61 after the 100 is something amazing, to be honest. I'm now I feel the value of me being here, and I understand it, and I truly admire me being addressing you people today. So thank you very much for this. Well, uh, I want you, any one of you who wants to participate, I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to know, I want to know you better. So anyone of our participants today would like to open the mic, introduce themselves, or raise their hands, then I would be really honored and glad. Anyone wants to participate? Maybe Mr. Khalid?
Let me invite Omar Sharif.
Yes. Mr. Omar. Okay, we share the same name.
So we have two Omars.
We have two Omars, yes. Mr. Omar, would
Hey,
you like...
hi,
Hi,
Omar.
would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. My name is Omar Sharif, very different from Omar Al Hajazi. And although I do have the name and maybe the looks of a Hollywood star, I'm not an actor, I can assure you that. I do work for, I am an employer, I am an employee working in the field of business. And as a passion, I do work towards improving the lives of people by
Wow.
contributing from my experience and by contributing from whatever I've learned.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Omar. Thank you very much. Mr. Khalid, would you like to introduce yourself? Mr. Khalid?
If not, maybe I request Mr. Raghu Raman.
No worries at all.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Raghu Raman, architect by profession, and I'm a Toastmaster too for the past 2 years.
Wow.
And I would like to attend many of the talks because I was really afraid of public speaking. And today happened to me like it's a bad day for me. I was just going through a rough surface of waves for the past for about a month. So I thought of like maybe attending this may help. So that's why I'm being here for this one.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, this is I believe, and I'm confident that this is going to help. And I promise you this. Thank you. Actually, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
One more participant. One more participant to address themselves, and then we will go on.
Yeah, Khalid, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Amar, and hi, everyone. I'm a health and safety trainer, specialist from the UK. I believe that learning is magical, and I help people make sense of information to help move their life forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. Thank you very much. Okay, well, thank you very much for participating. The reason why I wanted you to address yourself or to introduce yourself is because in finding our voice, there is this fine line between being someone who is going to address or to introduce themselves the ordinary way, or being the people or the person who is going to introduce themselves in a very unique way. Well, and this is the part one or the tip one in finding your voice, because everyone has a voice and then everyone introduces themselves, and maybe we introduce ourselves like maybe 10, 15 times a day if we're in the business field, or if we're working, or if we're meeting people, new people, and then meeting strangers. So basically, if I want to introduce myself, I would start with the way you started. Thank you very much, Mr. Omar, Mr. Khalid, and our third participant. And I would start, if I want to take Omar for an example, I would start and say like, hello, thank you very much. My name is Omar Al-Sharif, and and then the thing you mentioned that I look like an actor, or I'm handsome or something like this. Well, if I want to start addressing myself, I would have started with, hello, how are you? My name is Omar Al-Hijazi, and today I'm going to talk about finding your voice. But the way I started was like, I am, well, how did I start? I said that I'm really glad that I'm here. And then I believe that everyone has a voice, and you people have found this voice. My name is Omar Al-Hijazi. This is when you want to find your voice. Well, this is a way, and there's another way. Well, I can start with, well, we share the same name, different last name, definitely, and I am. They say that I'm handsome, and I look like Hollywood actors or Bollywood actors, let's say. And my name is Omar Sharif. See, the difference between this start and the other start, or Mr. Khalid who started with this, which actually rang a bell for me, which I believe that learning is magical, and we learn every day. My name is Khalid. See, the difference between the first way and the second way, that if we have 18 participants or 17, if everyone is going to address themselves or introduce themselves the same way, then we will find ourselves in a place where I'm going to be, yes, my name is Omar and I do this. My name is Khalid and I do this. My name is X and I do this. My name is Y and I do this. But then someone starts with, well, I believe that learning is magical. And if we learn daily, then you will be someone else. You know, my name is Khalid. I will always remember Khalid. And I will always remember, of course, I'll always remember Omar. And it will be like, but oh yeah, I really want to, now I really want to see how Omar looks like, because he said that he's handsome. He started with being handsome, so I really want to know. And then it gives us the base of communication. Well, if Omar starts with, my name is, we have the same name, different last name, definitely, let's say something like this, then I will come and tell him that yes, we have people in Jordan from a Sharif family, although we share the same name. So definitely, maybe there's some people that I know from a Sharif family that you might know. See, see, we're building a connection here based on an information he started with. So tip number one in finding your voice, always, I will answer this, Mr. Khalid, now. So we should introduce our passion or skill set first. Well, it goes back to you. You can start introducing a skill, a passion, or anything personal which you like to give. You like to give away. Like, if I want to introduce myself in another way, which is different than me saying that, well, you all have found your voices, so I don't know what am I doing here. Let's say my name is Omar Al-Hijazi. I would start with, um, my mother is Pakistani, my father is originally from Saudi Arabia, and this explains the looks. And I'm from Jordan, and my name is Omar Al-Hijazi. See, this is a personal tip that I gave you that you might build on if you want to have a connection with me, Mr. Khalid, after that. But you can start with the passion. I can start with the passion or skill. I can say that I create voices for people. I touch minds, and my name is Omar Hijazi. See, you will always remember that this person touches minds. But how on earth he does that? Be memorable. Thank you very much. Thank you for the comment. Be memorable. This is going to change the way we introduce ourselves forever. And you know what? A funny story, I use this always at my work. If there's something that I need to address, I always start with, like, if there's a report that I want to deliver, and this report is that I'm actually late, then I can come and say, well, good morning, I have the report, and it is, and I need more time for it. Well, basically, perfect. I found my voice. I conveyed the message. Everything is amazing. But what if I started this way? There are some difficulties in some parts of the report that I'm working on, and it will be delivered. And I'm sure that I know that you want it today, but it will be delivered tomorrow. See, this is a different way of addressing. This is me finding my voice, finding my inner voice in a better way. There's always an addressing style which is different than any other addressing style. And this is tip number one in finding your voice. And I would truly encourage all of you to start doing this when you want to introduce yourself. Whenever there is someone on screen or someone on TV and they start saying that, hello, my name is Omar, then you will know that this is a good addressing style, but you know you can do better. So this is something that will always be inside your minds. Basically, based on that, we all have a voice. Sometimes I find myself not trusting my own voice. Well, should I, in my training, and introduce myself as follows. Let me check this message if you allow me. Okay, and we're still waiting, Mr. Khaled, to write it down. Well, basically, sometimes we have this idea of we found our voice, we know it, we know what we want to say, but we don't trust it. We actually think that everyone is going to make fun of us, or wow, I save lives every day, but I'm not a doctor. This is wow, this is amazing. You know, I think I'm going to use this. You know, well, this is amazing. I save lives every day, but I'm not a doctor. Then, you know what? If I'm if someone sitting between your audience, and I want to listen to you, but I'm not really sure what you're going to deliver. So there's this thing. This is called, it's called hooking, or what's in it for me. You know, that if you start and tell me, hello, my name is Omar, and we're going to do it today, we're going to talk about public speaking. Well, thank you very much. I believe that this is really good, and I signed for this, so definitely I will be attending with you. But you did not really get me. You know, you didn't really tell me what is in it for me. But if I come and tell you, if I hook you and tell you, well, at the end of this day, you will find yourself capable of standing on stage with a hell of a confidence. Wait a minute. Do you mean that if I listen to you, then at the end of the day that I will take what you just said? Well, I'm not really lying. You know, you will have this, you will do this because you create magic. You will do this. But the way of me addressing it to you, it's going to excite you. It's going to get you, you know, it's going to bring you closer to me, you know, then you will listen to me. And then if you miss some tip, or if you miss some information, you will come to me in the break and they will tell me, what is it exactly? Because I really want to be the person who you mentioned at the beginning. See, and this is another way of addressing it. Back to the point where I want to start my I have something to talk about. I have something to say, but I'm not really sure that if people are going to like it or not. Or I'm not really sure if they're going to make fun of me or not. Or what if they tell me to stand up and say it? I don't really want to stand up and say it. I have a message, but I just want to convey it while I'm saying, while I'm sitting. I don't want to stand up. Or what if I stand up and then I totally forget what I want to say? This happens, right? We all stand up and then we find ourselves that, oops, it's blank. I don't know what I'm going to say. Or I'm not sure if you are going to like what I'm going to say or not. Do you agree with me? Like, do you agree with this, with what I'm saying? Do you feel this whenever you want to stand or say something? Do you feel this, that those little, tiny, miny fears? They're going to make fun of me. They're going to make fun of what I'm going to say, or I'm going to forget. I'm going to stutter. I'm not going to be able to address in a very nice way. I'm going to shake, Everyone has self-doubt, exactly. And this is exactly what I want to convey. This self-doubt, everyone has it, right? Because everyone has this, 6 out of 10 have this kind of self-doubt when they want to address people or to say something. But let me tell you something really, really interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your own brain making fun of you and making stuff in front of you, putting obstacles, so you won't put him in a place where he feels, or she, if you want to address your brain as a she, no problem, where he or she feels that I'm not really comfortable, Why did you put me in that position where I need to think and I need to give you solutions? Because you put yourself in this hard place or hard situation, and then you want me to solve it for you. So let me solve it for you from the beginning. I don't want you to stand on stage. I don't want you to address your point. So I'm going to put obstacles in front of you, because our brain always seeks for comfort, for our comfort, trying to protect us from danger. Exactly, because they believe that this is danger, that you are going to stand and everyone is going to make fun of you, and then you will think about it, and then I'll be part of this thinking, and I don't want that, please. So they start telling you, and then so he starts or she starts telling you that don't, no. Well, you want to say this message, you want to say this point, really, but what if they tell you to stand? What are you going to do? But what if you stand and forget? What if they make fun of you? Look at them. I don't think they're really happy. They look like a very, very difficult audience. Don't do that. You know that? You know what? This is valid. And this happens with everyone. Everyone. But if you want to find your voice, to actually have a voice, if you want to find your voice, talk to your brain. But don't tell your brain, no, I can do it. No, I'm sure that I can do it. Don't worry about it. This is part of talking, but the other part, which I'm going to give you like 2-3 tips. The first one is the normal, ordinary, usual tip. Practice, practice, practice. Because our brain, when they want to search for information or to do something, they do it through neural paths. And if you strengthen this path through, like, if I want to address people and I don't know how, and then but this is something I'm not able to do, then practice and practice. So those neural paths will be more strong, and then you will find yourself more confident. The more you practice, the more you feel yourself confident. Practice, practice, practice. If you have a speech, if you have something, I tell my brain that I have valuable information to share with my audience that can improve their lives. This is amazing. amazing, amazing, Mr. Khalid, but still your brain is going to negotiate with you. So I will tell you what to do. But this is amazing, to be honest, to convince the brain this works. With practicing, this works more. But if you practice and practice and practice, and then time is the time has arrived, and you want to stand and to convey your message, you will find yourself again in this dilemma. You practice, but what if you stand on stage and then you forget? You really did practice, but you never know. The solution for this is actually very practical, and if you try it, you will really, really love it. Tip number 2, to find your voice, and of course, you need to practice. And this is something that I really want you to urge you to do, to practice on whatever you want to talk about. But then your brain needs, for the first 5 till 10 seconds, it will manipulate you, play with you. It will do all the games in the world to stop you from doing the thing which is Mr. Khalid said, that I find myself in danger. I don't want to be there. So in order for you to do this, do you have this favorite song, a song that makes you really happy? That makes you wanna jump and dance, or maybe smile, or raise the volume up while you're in the car. You feel that yes, this is my favorite song, I love it, yes. And then you find yourself, jumping with happiness. Listen to this song before you stand on stage, or before you address people, or before you convey your message. You will find your voice. If you listen to this song, this will make your brain really happy. It will distract it from stopping you. So the first 5 till 10 seconds when you stand, you will find yourself doing a hell of a good job. When your brain comes back, it will find that, oh, okay, we're in the middle of this situation. Okay, everything is going well. Okay, fine, let's do it. It will stop telling you that, it will stop doubting you, or making you self-doubt, the thing you're doing. One more thing. You don't want to listen to your favorite song, no problem at all. Yeah, Happy by Pharrell Williams. This makes me happy as well. Yes. Well, I don't want to be this person who stands and then says and listen to my favorite song. I don't want to do that. Well, get into a room while you're by yourself or in front of a mirror, and imagine yourself winning something. What would you do? Would you raise your hands? Would you do this victory thing? Imagine yourself doing this. Literally, put yourself inside a store. Imagine yourself in a place where I won something. And then if you imagine this, if you start doing those victory, I won, yes, I've done that. When you stand on stage, it will be a different experience, because again, your brain will be occupied there, and then when it comes back, it will find itself in the situation. Those two very nice practical solutions are very useful, really. So basically, if you start with addressing something regarding yourself, and then you start with your name, and then if you do this before, if you do those two tricks before you go on stage, then you will find that I'm a better person on stage, because I now understand my mind. But let me make it more scientific. Yes, it is. It is actually. If you stand on let me put it this way. Everyone has a way when they want to start their presentation or their talk or anything they want to convey. You know, for me, I would prefer stories. I love telling stories. I love, really, I do. And this is part of my personality on stage. Uh, um, what you do is like, if you come and tell me, Omar, I want you to talk about something. Well, at the beginning, I will be like, okay, I want to talk about this. How am I going to address it? How I'm going to start with what is going to be my first sentence? What's going to be my first word? How am I going to say it? Well, if you come and tell me, Omar, I want you to talk about public speaking. That's it. And I want you to start with the facts. I would say, okay, I would start with the facts, but you know, I will do it. But this is not going to excite me to start with telling people that, you know, 6 out of 10 of people are afraid of public speaking. That's why you're normal, I'm not. It's a good way to start. I believe this is a good way. But for Omar, you come and tell him, Omar, I want you to start talking about public speaking. And I want you to start with a story. I would say, hell yeah, I will definitely start with a story. A story, telling a story excites me. Tip number 3 in finding your voice: find the start of your speech which excites you. You will find yourself excited to stand and talk. You won't find yourself, you know, doubting yourself. How am I going to start? Am I going to start, hi, my name is Omar, and today I'm going to talk about public speaking? Am I going to start the fact? Am I going? No, 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 no. You will find yourself excited. And actually, you will wait for your turn because you're excited. Because you know what? I have a story to tell. For me, Omar, I love telling stories. But maybe for you, I'm not really comfortable with telling a story, you know. I really don't like it. I really don't even have the patience to listen to you telling a story. Thank you very much. If this excites you, it does not. It does not excite me. So I'll tell you, no problem. What about if you start with a fact or a quote or or a statement? 2 men enter a house, one with, let me take this from Mr. Khaled. Okay, one with a knife. Do you want to know what was in the room? Well, perfect. This is a hell of a way to start, to be honest. Amazing, amazing. Well, I believe, Mr. Khaled, this excites you. If you want to start with this excites you. You know, I'm starting with an exploring question. You know, with mixed with a story. This is amazing. You know, this is going to excite me. If I want to start like this, this is going to excite me. But if you come and tell me, Mr. Khaled, everyone, if you come and tell me, well, I want you to start with the fact, it is not going to excite me. No, thank you. I want you to tell me something which is going to hook me, and then tell me the fact, no problem. But for everyone, like everyone else has their own style, has their own way. I might start with you might like to start with the facts. 67 people around the globe, they like doing so and so. Well, people, you get excited. If you get excited, then well and done, then they're perfect. If you're excited about it, then I can't tell you anything. Some people love starting with a quote. Mind-blowing start. Yes, mind-blowing start. Let me start with telling you, close your eyes. Imagine yourself on an island. See, if you start with an imagine is a secret, is actually a killing secret. It always works. But if you come to Omar, no, I won't really agree on starting with imagine. You know, I would love to go with a story. This excites me. So basically, find the best way of starting your speech. If you want, well, you have a voice. If you really want to find your voice and trust it, find the best way of starting your speech. You know why? Because you will be confident of the way you're starting. So you won't feel that, what if they don't like what I'm going to say? No, they will like, because you are trusting the way you're starting your speech. 90%, 99% of humans only use 5% of their brain capacity. I can teach you how to achieve 20% brain. This is amazing, you know, Mr. Khaled, but I don't think that I will be really excited to start like this. If you like it, do it, no problem. This is going to excite you. I want you to be excited when you stand on stage. I want you to enjoy it. I don't want you to feel like it's a burden, that I want to do it and then I don't know. You know, listen. I just want to get it done. You know, 30 minutes of talk, and then I'll just do it. I don't want you to do this. No, I want you to find what excites you. Of course, you need to rehearse that. Of course, rehearsing this is very important because you need to rehearse it and you need to feel it. Does it excite me? Is it going to is it going to excite the audience or not? Am I going to look at the at people's eyes and they're sparkling and they're enjoying my beginning? Some people might come and say, well, Omar, I'm a funny man or a funny woman or a funny girl. I would like to start with a joke. No worries at all. No worries. But for Omar, I won't start with a joke. No. I might give you a joke in the middle of the presentation or the middle of the speech where when I feel that you're comfortable enough, I would do this. But some people, their performance, they like to start with a joke. And they will make people laugh because they know that they're confident of doing this. But this is risky. You need to practice it well. You need to address, if you want to start with a joke, you need to address it to many audience, because what of start a story which ends nowhere? Well, for me as a storyteller, you know, you just blew my mind. Which ends nowhere. You know, this is an open-end story. Perfect. Humor is not universal, true. But for some people, humor makes them excited to begin, excited to start. So you will find yourself in a position where I want to start with a joke. If I'm really confident and I know how to make people laugh, do it. But what if people didn't laugh? What if my audience was like, you know, okay, you can start now after the joke. It will make things awkward. So if you want to start with a joke, you really need to be really confident about it. Timing, I hope this timing is I'm not sure if this timing is for me. Okay. So basically what we said so far, that you need to introduce yourself in another way. You need to be excited about the way you want to begin your speech, whether you want to start with a story or you want to start with a quote or a fact or imagine or a joke, and this goes back to you. This is your presentation personality, and it goes back to you. What excites you, and you can listen to your favorite song. You can listen to you can do those victory signs or victory things that will make you really happy. So you can to communicate with your mind and you can talk to your mind. You can practice and practice and practice. One more thing in finding your voice and trusting it. For people who come and tell me that, you know, Omar, when I stand on stage, I totally forget what I'm going to say. I just forget, you know. I have no idea, literally. Well, let me tell you this. Affirmations, yes. Do you believe or do you know what am I going to say now? Do you have any idea actually what I'm going to say? Do you? I don't think you do. Because, thank you very much, no. Because what am I about to say now is my own business. That's why I have the leverage. That's why I have this power, which gives me, because I'm the one who's talking, you know. Because when I said at the beginning, like anyone who likes to introduce themselves, you introduce yourselves actually, because you know this is a talk, and I'm the one who's talking. This is power. I want you to own this power. I want you when you stand on stage, I want you to think of yourself, not the audience in front of you. What are they going, how are they looking at me? Are they mocking me? Are they making fun of me? No, 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 don't do that. Think of the power you have. And think about this thing. They have no idea what are you going to say next. So basically, if you stand or if you want to address and you totally forget what you want to say, no one knows. Literally, I swear, believe me, nobody knows that you totally forgot what you want to say, because nobody knows. And I guarantee that, so basically, if you forget, you can start with any sentence, and then people will definitely believe that, oh, okay, this is what he prepared for, or this is what she prepared for. Perfect. They will never know that you totally forgot. And my advice, and this is something to affirm. You will never forget the way, or you will never forget what you are going to say if you start with something which excites you. Because you will never forget the story that you're going to say if you like telling stories. If you like to make people perform and let them close their eyes and tell them to imagine, hell no, you're not going to forget this. You're not going to forget this. If you want to start with the fact, you will never forget the fact, because you like facts, because you are someone who is very knowledgeable. You're not going to forget it. Yes, 99.5% of the people like using their brain. Yes, yeah, you know, sorry, the fact, or the fact which Mr. Khaled wrote, you know, you will never forget it. You will never. So you have the leverage, you have the power, and you can mess with your brain. You can listen to your favorite song, you can imitate victory signs, and you can introduce yourself in a different way. I want you to enjoy being on stage, enjoy finding your voice. And this is very important. I believe that those tips are really useful, and I really want to open the floor for questions and answers, if you allow me.
Yep.
To do that.
Thank you, Omar. I'm really delighted. You gave very useful tips, and I was making a note of all the tips, whatever you have mentioned, and I believe most of our attendees as well, they got benefited through your talk. And I will request our attendees to kindly raise your hand, and you can ask the question. And if you want, you can also write in the chat box your question, and I'll give some time to them before I'll ask some question to you, Omar.
Yes, please.
And you mentioned something very important, and we all are aware of that, the inner voice and the fear. Fear is very common, and I had read somewhere that public speaking comes after death in terms of the fear. So we as a human being are fearful of death, and the second is the public speaking. So why it is so? Like why and from where this is keep on coming? Why we have become, the human being have become so fearful of public speaking?
Well, thank you very much for this question. I will tell you why, and then I will tell you my opinion about it. To be honest, well, yes, thank you, Mr. Khalid, fear of being judged. But you know why they do this? Because they if someone dies and then they want to do the eulogy, or talk about them, about that person, then they will wish that they're in their place instead of addressing people. Uh, but if you want my opinion about this, I would say, how many times people died from speaking? How many times you heard someone that he died because he was afraid, or because he was afraid of being judged? Never. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. Never.
Never.
And you know what? It never happens that I'm talking, and then there's one of the audience stands and say, "Oh, come on, get down off the stage." It never happens. Never happens. Literally never happens. And you can do the most boring speech in your life, and people will clap to you, and then you will get the applause. And then when you come down from the stage, and then when you ask people, "Oh, how was my speech?" they'll tell you, "Amazing, perfect," because you'll always get this. You'll always get the perfect feedback. So this is a way of looking at it. People think that this is because they get this fear of being judged. For me myself, before we start, I was like, and this is normal. I opened this Zoom, and then I was looking at the camera, if it's adjusted well, and I was looking at myself. Does my hair look good? Are people going? Do I have something that people will make fun of me later on? Well, it happens, But after all, it is not what you say; it's how you say it. It's important that you have a voice and you find it and you trust it, but it's how you say it will make people remember you forever.
Yeah, makes sense. But do you think, Omar, that meditation, everyday meditation or something of similar exercise will help to get rid of those kind of fear?
Meditation is very, very, very important. Yes, of course, because meditation, it makes you talk to your inner mind, and gets you to understand yourself better. But meditation without practicing your speech will put you in the same dilemma again. So meditate and practice. If you combine them together, you will find the perfect solution.
Okay, very good. And I have seen one of public speaker, very famous. I have seen him coming on the stage by running. So what is your style of coming on the stage, and what should be the best way to come on the stage?
Well, this is amazing. If you come on stage running, then the 5-10 seconds which your mind manipulates with you, this is going to disappear. I came on stage running. How many people on earth? Look, you sir, you're mentioning this because it's inside your mind. You can't get it out. That you came on stage running. I believe that everyone has a unique way. For me, I start with a story, and then I perform, and then I use everything. I take off my jacket, I throw things, I engage with the audience, like Mr. Khalid said, which is the key to public speaking. I engage with them. I ask questions. Some people ask questions. Some people start running. Well, one of the Toastmasters speeches. I think 2016, Mr. Darren Tay, he was a finalist in Toastmasters World Cup championship. He was wearing an underwear over his suit, and he was trying to convey the message. So whether you come running, whether you wear an underwear over your suit, seriously, you were wearing underwear over your suit? Like, how would you do that? But some people love doing this. Some people feel comfortable, excited because they came running or because they were wearing this on stage. Some people will feel, no, I would prefer to stand and tell a story, or I would prefer to tell them imagine, or I would prefer to give a fact. Whatever excites you, you feel free to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a great point what you have mentioned. And I'm putting in the chat box your detail, Omar, for our attendees. In case, ladies and gentlemen, you want to know more about Omar, you can visit his social media platform. You can like his comments and his postings and interact uh, more on his social media platform with Omar Al-Hijazi to know more about him, whatsoever he's doing every day. My another question to you, Omar, is when you are on a stage and
Yes.
you don't know who exactly the audience, what kind of, what is the nature of the audience and all, how quickly you evaluate and judge that this is the type of audience and I have to engage them in a certain way? Is there any method to understand quickly?
Well, there is a certain method that I'm going to tell you now, and the audience are not going to change the way which excites you to begin your speech, but you can get more familiar with your audience if you come early. You know, come early, talk to them. If you come on time and then you stand in front of them, you already, built this barrier between you and them, that you are the speaker and now they need to listen to you for the next 30 minutes or 1 hour. But and of course you need to start with something which excites you, but if you come early and talk to them, you will definitely know what kind of people, what kind of audience are they. And uh, and and then and I'm going to answer this question now from Krishna Raj, if you come early, you will know your audience, and then you will find them friendly, interested, and looking forward to your speech, and this will give you a little bit of comfort that it is not a war. It is, and there's no barriers, and there's actually people who are looking forward, and there's something that you're prepared for, excited to begin, and this is the equation which we go on with.
Yeah.
To answer allow me to answer this question. What if you are a chief guest and come late due to some other work? Well, I am a chief guest, and I want to address people. You mean like I'm the one who wants to address people, and I come late, right?
This is a question from Krishna Raj. If he is
Yes.
a chief guest and he reached to the auditorium late, so what shall he do?
Well, if you want to address people, then start addressing them, because you came late, and you have nothing to do with this, and you're the chief guest, and the most important thing to do is to start with what excites you. You can engage them, you can tell a story, you can say a fact, but it will be a little bit too late of getting to know them because you came late. But I would give you a tip: engage with them, ask them questions, and look into their eyes, and then you will find them really actually, won't you apologize? No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Unless you're really late for some reason. And uh, I will answer this in two sectors. If you're late and people are waiting for you for half an hour, and you're the chief guest and you're the keynote speaker, and then they're waiting for you, you need to give them a good reason why you're late. Okay. You need to tell them that I thought I'm going to be on time, but there's lots of traffic outside, and I apologize for this, and then you start. But the other part of apologizing, never ever apologize for you being not ready, or for you being the person who's standing and talking. Never do that. Never. But if of course, if you're late, yeah, please apologize. Yes.
Yeah. My other question, Omar, to you is that who is your inspiration in public speaking, and to whom you watch, and what kind of books do you read?
Well, in inspiration, I really, this is a very good question, to be honest, because I I listen to many speakers. I really don't have one in specific because everyone has their own style, and this is what I'm trying to convey. But for books, there's a book called Confessions of a Public Speaker. I'll just try to find out who for the person who I'll just write it down in the chat box. Confessions of Public Speaker. I will, if you Google it, you'll find out who's the writer or who's the author. But I will, I'll try to find it out for you now.
Okay, I will also look into that. My other question, the last question, Omar, is that
No problem.
there are various elements of public speaking, starting from your preparation and audience, etc. In your opinion, which part is the most difficult and challenging to learn?
Which part is most difficult and challenging is the part where you need to set your points straight. Where the points where you want to know what you want to talk about. This is the most difficult because at this point you need to have bullet points. Because to be honest, what is public speaking? Public speaking is you knowing what you want to say, and then practicing what you want to say, and then addressing it. In of course in a way which excites you. But knowing what you want to say and putting it in bullet points is the most important thing, I believe, because this is what the message that you want to convey to people, and this is what you want to leave people with. So it is very important. You don't want to give them basic information. You don't want to give them something they already know. You want to give them something practical that they can live with. But speaking of that, I really urge you not to write your speech word by word and memorize it. I really, by Scott Birkin, thank you very much. This is the writer. I always forget his name. This is a book that I recommend you to read because it is practical. I like practical things. There are lots of methods, there are lots of things which tell you that you have to engage with the audience, you have to do this and you have to do that. But Scott actually tells you what happened, or maybe because he's a storyteller, because I like his storytelling, so maybe I was attracted to this book. But I believe that you will find it really, really interesting. So do not memorize your speech. Do not memorize it. Because if I want to come today memorizing what I want to say, then by heart, then I am not going to allow you to interrupt me, because I have something. I will give my brain the control over my speech, because my brain will be like, okay, what's our mission today? To say what you have memorized for the previous 1 week. Okay, no problem. We'll say it in 30 minutes, and then we will finish this whole thing. It is not going to work. What if you want to interrupt? What if something happens?
True.
Am I going to repeat the last sentence so I can get in the flow? Don't do that, please.
And I have seen Omar, couple of public speaker. They come and speak extempore without any preparation. So at what stage or how can someone reach at that stage when there's no need for preparation? Just tell him, this is my talk, this is your topic, go and talk.
Well, yes. Well, this comes with practice. This comes with lots of readings, because you need to know many terms, terminologies, many words, so you can use while you're talking. And this is a science in public speaking called impromptu, which is you giving me a topic and then I address it without even preparing for it. And this needs lots and lots of practice. And it's a science that has several ways of addressing it. So it's a science by itself. And my answer for you is practice and practice and practice. So you can be someone who's able to talk about anything, even though if it's in general, and I'm not really familiar with it that much, but I can talk for 1 minute regarding it, and I can convey the message, and I can tell you my opinion about it, although I'm not that, I'm not that getting deep inside it. And this is the secret of it.
Yeah, wonderful secret. And I think we are running now short of time, and I'll request a couple of questions from the audience. But before that, I would like to thank you, Omar, for your time. And
Thank
I
you very
believe
much.
you gave very insightful and wonderful tips. I certainly learned a lot, and I'm
Thank you
sure
very much.
our audience has they have learned a lot. So thank you so much for your time and for all your inputs.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.